Welcome back, everybody, back in the video. Today we're doing a Moonlight 4-star tier list. And surprisingly, when I was making this tier list, when you look at the 4 stars, they're actually almost all pretty good, right? It's just when a new MO 4-star comes out, then it takes some time for them to be new, unless they get buffed or EE, right? We'll talk about those certain characters when we do get there. Now I'm saying this right now. Wretched Rose is not currently on CC bot, so we're going to go ahead and use Blue Rose. So, just FYI, right? So, let's get right into it. So, S tier, only 3 units exist, in my opinion. Out of all the MO4 stars, there's only going to be 3 of them. Bloodblade Karen, BBK. Carmen, Crimson Armin. And Watcher Shuri. These 3 characters, in my opinion, are the only 3 S tier characters. BBK, let's be realistic here, broken with her EE. She was already insane before, but like, her EE... man, oh man, 2 immortalities, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting of a character. The amount of damage she does is insane. And we still yet to get a nerf for her. But honestly, I don't think she needs a nerf. I don't think she needs a nerf. I think Veronica is more than enough, but there was a time period where BBK was very, very obnoxious. And couldn't really deal with her because the amount of DPS she did do. Now, I mean, she's still strong. But I don't think she's as strong as she was before, alright? Let's be real. Let's be honest, right? Things have changed a lot over the last, since she's gotten her EE, maybe like the last 4-6 months have changed quite a bit, right? So, Crimson Armin just got her EE. She was already insane before, but then they gave her EE, which made her even more insane. So, for a 4-star night, she's literally crazy. Absolutely worth working on. 100% don't miss out. She's still a phenomenal character, especially for turn 2 because of the amount of damage she mitigates just from her existing is crazy. Watcher Shuri, 100% pen, 100% hit chance. Overall, a pretty solid unit. This unit is technically mostly good for Cleave as well. Go copy him as well. Boom, there you go. But again, for a unit that has 100% pen, speed imprint, hit chance, 100% hit chance, like, bro is good. Bro has everything. He has self-protection as well, technically, if you want to give him the skill no EE. But if you give him the skill no EE, then you can't really use the 100% hit chance EE. So, pick your own fate at that point. But overall, in terms of a unit, bro has everything. And I think he's just super insane. And he's still holding up quite nicely, again, from day number 1. Bro's been insane. Same thing with BBK. BBK needed some buffs, though. Carmen got nerfed, but then she got buffed again. So... yeah, again, if you don't know, if you were not here back then, Crimson Armin was one of the few characters to be nerfed inside Epic 7. Way back then. Way back then. But look at her now. Crazy. Broken. Now we're on to the A tier units. Now we have New Kid Aiden, Bunny Dom, Shooting Star Arcades, Singelica, Wretched Rose, Infinite Horizon Arcades, and Last Piece Karen. Now, Aiden, in my opinion, again, she did not do so hot on her release. She got her EE. Now she's pretty good. She's pretty insane, honestly. I really like this character now much, much better than she did on release. Bunny Dom, always going to be good into any character that does have extra turns. Takes 2 turns. This character is going to be it. Immunity, skill no for the entire team. Attack buff for the entire team. Push. Overall, a really insane 4-star unit. Still, right? I still like this character a lot. Shooting Star Arcades, very, very insane if you do pair with 1 DPS solo carry. BBK, Kayron, those 2 characters are the most prime example you are using Shooting Star Arcades with right now. But again, kind of want some lady action as well if you're doing with a BBK. But again, Shooting Star Arcades, 3 turns immortality to any unit you really want as long as they are alive. Overall, hey, that's kind of disgusting. How do you get rid of the immortality, huh? You really cannot. You really can't, right? Sinful Angelica got buffed not that long ago, where her passive now, your team can go back to life, but the enemy team cannot come back to life. Pretty good. Pretty good. That's actually a game changer, especially versus anybody using Holy Sack, Arbiter Vildred, any revive. This unit's pretty insane. And she dual attacks as well. Like, she's really good. She's really good. That little change does go a long way, right? Because now you don't really have to worry about if your team dies and they're not coming back. Right? At that point, it was a double-edged sword before. But now, again, they can't come back to life, but you can. That's good. That's really insane, right? Let's be honest, right? That's pretty insane. Next, Wretched Rose. Wretched Rose, in my opinion, in terms of a debut MO4, nowadays, actually kind of good. Again, the track record hasn't been the greatest. Horizon Arcades, Aiden, on their release, wasn't the hottest. They really weren't. But her, pretty good. I think she's pretty good. Again, she's one of the few characters actually the only character in this game that can revert time to the start of the battle. So she's technically a nerf to injury. So if you're going against anyone who uses injury, your Rose rips S3. Well, guess what? Your injury, non-existent. Gone. It never happened. And it resets your artifacts, and it resets your passives. Like, this is a really insane character. I would have never thought we would have gotten a character like this, but here we are, 2025, we got a character like this. Man, they cooked with her, though. I will say that. Like, imagine if she was actually a 5-star, a limited 5-star unit, the potential they would have given her some more. Like, bro, she's super good. I like her. Again, she may be very, very niche. I will say that. She is pretty niche, but at what she does is just insane to not pass up, right? Now, again, she is a Moonlight 4-star. I do not really recommend summoning for a Moonlight 4-star. Just hope and pray you pull her down the road because of Mystics, right? Let's be honest. Using Mystics on MO4s, unless you have like 30k Mystics, 20k Mystics already lined up, then go ahead and knock yourself out. But if you don't have those type of Mystics lined up, I would just skip this because, again, it is a 4-star character. You'll get her eventually. It is what it is, right? Next character, Infinite Horizon Hades. Mostly a New Moon Luna counter, but Luna could just play around that just by spamming S2, or people have a more HP Luna at that point. They could just kill this Infinite Horizon Hades and get rid of her. But again, she's still a very, very good unit. High ER versus any high debuffer. Fairy Tail Tenebria as well. Again, very solid unit. Good CR push and all that. I do like her. I thought about moving this character down to B tier. I can definitely see her being in B tier, not really A tier, but basically just existing in a field adds a lot of tempo. This character's S2 push is crazy. With her EE giving her more push on that S2, the amount of tempo she generates if she never rips S3 and keeps spamming S2 is actually kind of crazy. Especially if you're early on for a newer player, she's probably going to be your best friend, especially versus any debuffer, right? Very easy to build high ER. You can spam S2, hold S3 until you really need to. Overall, a really solid unit. I really like her. Last piece, Karen. Honestly, for newer players, probably your best in slot when it comes to ignore damage share. Because if you do not have Blue Hua Young's artifact, it's kind of rough kind of fighting some later scale teams if you do not have ignore damage share. Again, last piece, Karen does have that. She's one of the few characters in the game that does have it. So overall, I do have her in A tier. I did thought about having her in B tier, but with later scales being as popular as she is, being the most insane broken character, I think, thus far this year, I think she does warrant A tier just to fight off later scales if you are really struggling, especially because, again, not everyone plays the same, right? Keep in mind, I get a lot of comments sometimes, why I do this, why I talk about that, because, again, not everyone plays the game like us, right? Not everyone plays the exact same way. Everyone plays different. Everyone starts at a different time. Everyone plays the game just so much different than each other, right? So that is why I do want to mention her. I think she's really high up, especially for newer players. Now, Cleave. All the Cleave units, insane, right? Shuri, very, very good. But again, he does need some setup, and he's a speed imprint. Overall, very solid. Wonder and Silk, a 14 speed imprint. Shuri is going to be 10. But again, if you do pair him with the likes of Blooming Litica, Harsetti, and all that, anybody with bombs, anyone that can have a debuff and set you up perfectly is very, very good. Fire Litica is a good example. Fire Litica and Blooming Litica. Funny enough, both Liticas. Technically, you could even throw in Faithless Litica if you ever get a chance to use her. If you have those characters, and you can get a draft or an arena, use a string Cleave with his character, and just have maybe an MOR Myth in the back and all that, the bombs are going to go insane, right? You need some setup, though, with this character, I will say that, because, again, you need somebody in the back. You could throw Fire Litica, you could throw Blooming Litica in the back, and it would just auto-proc the bombs and put them on the enemies. Or you could put, like, MOR Mytha, Requiem in the back. Again, it just really depends on the team you're fighting and the setup you can actually get. Overall, I do like this character, and he's a speed imprint, right? Wonder and Silk, 14 speed imprint. Basically, her whole, gimmick, in my opinion, from my, understanding, is that it's just her S2. I literally only use this character for S2 and nothing else. Speed imprint and S2 was the only thing I've ever used her for. She has a strip on her S3, but I'm going to be honest, I don't really care for that. It's just strictly her S2. S2 will dual attack with the ally with the highest attack. That's it. That's simple as that. That's pretty much what I use it for, right? Very, very solid. Bunny Dom did get technically a buff, right? She got a buff, which gives her an attack buff now for the entire team, alongside crit chance. That's really insane. Like, she's really good. Now, the problem is, Lady came out, so it did really hurt her quite a bit. If Lady did not exist, I would be using Bunny Dom so much more than I would now. But since Lady does exist, she's in a rough spot right now. We need some more counters to Lady. But currently, as it speaks right now, I think Bunny Dom is just a very, very solid unit. And the only time I really do use it right now is going to be the Firelytica Cleave, which I uploaded a while back. That's really about it. Oxlox, same situation. He's still good. But again, very, very limited. His whole thing is going to be his S2 push, which is 100% push and attack buff on the S2. Very solid. Very, very nice. Literally just like ARAM, but he does apply the attack buff alongside as... He also does apply, I'm pretty sure, is it weak points? Which is additional 20% or 25% damage when you do attack. Overall, again, I really like this character quite a bit, right? Oxlox is still insane. Next into the B tier. Now, these characters, I'm not really going to dive much into them. Fighter Maya, Guild War units, AOL. How the mighty have fallen. This character was so high up before. But man, oh man, time has not helped her. She has fallen quite a bit. Kawazu, pretty good when it comes to Benimaru's Tachi. And that's really about it. Strike of Aspirations. Those are really the only two artifacts you really, really want on him. Anything else feels really, really bad. You could use him into later scales, whoever's in the front, because he does have an Ignore ER strip, burn and all that. But, yeah, there's better options. General Purgus, very, very good still when it comes to just, in general, CR push, PvE stuff. Very, very good, right? Tempest is going to be getting a buff. Now, I do have her B tier for now. We'll see if her buff actually helps her out. I don't think it's going to do that much for her to warrant moving her up, but we'll see. Right, her S3 got a 100% chance to land a debuff, and she got some healing now. Not so bad, but maybe that's all she needs. Maybe that's all she needs, because now you can run more damage on her, right? Who knows? We'll see. C tier, very, 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 very niche units, right? The only time I ever use Cartuja is going to be with Setsuka and an evasion team. Really about it. Broman, RNG, Guild War defense. And that's really about it. Sid was good at the time, but not so much now. And then D tier, not really worth talking about. All really pretty much useless or need a buff, in my opinion. Sadly, I really love this design on Assassin Coley. Just tweak her a little bit, but I don't know how they can fix her. Because I feel like if they touch her, and they can make her really OP. That's a problem. that could be a problem, right? But we'll see. I don't know. If I ever buff her, I feel like it can kind of push over the cycle. I think she's already good as is, but single target kind of rough, right? Single target damage, doesn't really else do much. I don't know. I feel like if they do tweak her, though, they're going to overdo it. But we'll see. We'll see. But other than that, though, thank you for watching the video. Hope you have a good day, and I will see you guys later on. Peace out.